I am a guy that has done.
Yeah.
Like if you look at my career, the way my career has been, I've done music, I've done film, there's almost nothing I've not done. But even within that, I still feel like there are a lot of things I should have and could have done.
Hi everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of Unpack with Nay. My name is Angel Anosike and I'm your host. In today's episode, we have which musician do you know is having an AMVCA? Falz, the bad guy. And we're going to be unpacking a lot about creativity, dealing with burnout as a creative, and rest. Trust me, you don't want to miss this conversation. I hope you enjoy watching. If you do not forget to give this video a big thumbs up, comment, and share. So, let's unpack. Fast bad guy in the building. And don't feel Avio is coming. Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. Were you waiting for me to complete it?
Yes, no.
Oh, I didn't know that was the P. You should have told me now. Did you give me?
Actually, what I was trying to remember was which other rapper? AMVCA. I mean, that's the same song, you know?
Which musician?
Which musician do you have AMVCA? That's what I was trying to remember. So Falz, the bad guy in the building.
Bado Tifewale, Obio is coming. Says on the beat. Hey.
That's a good intro.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. How
are you feeling? You're not smiling. He was not smiling before.
Tell them why. Just explain. Report yourself.
We kept you waiting for a couple minutes, but in our defense, we had some technical issues.
Also report yourself as to the call you made to me yesterday.
What did I say to you yesterday?
So please make sure you're on time because we are very strict with time. Something. Some people have kept us waiting. I said, don't worry now. Just give me the time and the place.
See, because we cannot publicly call out the people, but some people behind this camera are the ones that shorted our flow. No, I said I'm sorry.
And I told you.
I said I'm sorry now. I'm sorry, Mabino.
No, I was just...
But now you're okay. This is who I know. He was carrying face before. Just get into it. You're looking very sharp. I love this.
Thank you.
I love the outfit.
Appreciate it.
Given, when you woke up this morning, what did you think? Did you know you were going to wear this, or you just decided last minute to wear this? Did you plan for it? That's the question. Did you plan?
No, I think it was like last minute.
So you're just a fashion boy. I think your style has changed.
Has it?
You've changed a lot, but we're going to get into that. But I think your style has changed. Your style has really changed.
Okay, we'll get into that. I would like to know...
Do you agree that your style has changed? I feel like you're more expressive now.
Okay.
I've known you for, I don't know how long, almost 10 years. 2015. Yeah, almost 10 years. And I feel like this is not how you used to...
It's been a while. It's actually been a while.
Yeah. This is not how you used to dress. So what do you think has changed in your... I think obviously something has changed on the inside. We'll get into that. But right now, do you admit that your style has changed, right?
I would agree, of course.
Okay,
yeah.
So when do you think your style changed?
I think it's fashion, though. I think fashion keeps on evolving.
Love that.
So with me, it's like it's dependent on how I'm feeling at every moment.
Exactly. That's how I asked. How did you wake up feeling this morning?
So this morning, I mean, this entire period, I think I've kind of woken up feeling different.
Okay.
And yes, I would agree to more expressive.
Yeah.
Because I'm at a fuck it point. I'm at a fuck it stage in my life.
Love it.
Like fuck it. Like what? Like fuck it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the best phrase I can use to define the sort of disposition that I have.
Yeah.
I guess as we get into the convo, I will shed a bit more light on that.
Yeah,
but I would just say I'm in a fucking phase.
Yeah, that's gonna be like my next question, right? Yeah. But you already said it's like what would you call this phase in your life? So it's a fuck it phase, right? So how long have you been in this phase, and what do you think led to this phase?
I would say recent years, most recent years, just since like crossing 30, you know, and coming
just turned 30 though.
Not just like that.
Like 3 or 2 years.
Like recently, I'm 33. 33. I'm 34 in October.
Wow.
Don't you?
Wow.
I have known you for a hot minute.
That is crazy.
When I met you, I was like in my early 20s.
Yeah, like that is so crazy. I feel like you don't, because life keeps moving, right? It's like you actually don't stop to think that like people are actually growing up, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah, so early 30s, that's what the
Were you like
change.
in uni at the time or something? I feel like,
I was.
yeah,
Abby? Yeah, I think I was in
yeah,
uni. Yeah.
yeah. So super, super early days.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I've just kind of grown into a different person
Yeah.
inside, and of course that would project onto the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, what's different, I would say, is just the way that I look at life, the way that I've come to see life. I feel like a lot more aware
Yeah.
of who I am and sort of purpose and sort of, what I want to do, what I need to do, how I need to be, how I need to think, and that, of course, is projecting onto the outside. And fashion, of course, is one of the biggest ways you can express yourself, both as a creative and
I
even
like
non-creative.
I like that because what I'm seeing now is I think personally you become very quiet. I think you become very quiet. I think you can what's the word? Tell me if I'm wrong. But I think you become quiet. But the thing is you've probably just found a different outlet of your creativity, right? Which is fashion. Like so you wake up and you dress how you're feeling, right?
So I wouldn't say I have become. Yes, I would agree that I have been.
Quiet.
Yeah,
Okay.
in recent times.
Love that.
I've been going through stuff. I tore my ACL in my knee, crazy injury.
Yeah.
I had to undergo surgery.
It's been a year now. Actually,
Yeah,
May last year.
last year.
Yeah.
I did surgery last year. So leading up to the surgery and even, of course, surgery period, terrible pains. It was really crazy, and of course that's a lot to deal with. I couldn't perform because my legs.
I saw a video the way you were. Was it Edo? Where did you go to? One you had this show.
Yeah, that was.
I remember seeing a video and I was shouting. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, Falai, what are you doing? You were jumping.
Yeah. So that was so shortly after surgery, I'd healed up a bit, so I could
Yeah.
do like one or two. But
Did you pay for it after? Did it hurt?
it did
Was it
hurt.
severe?
It did hurt. It hadn't 100% healed.
Yes, of course.
But of course, even after that, I still knew that I needed to take some time and just rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one word I would say is a big deal.
Yeah.
Rest.
Rest. Yeah.
Like, take a break.
I can imagine that, like, obviously, because of the work you do, you're
Yeah.
actively just living life. Go.
So that's why I say I haven't become quiet.
Yeah,
I
you've just been
went
resting.
quiet. I went quiet for a short period of time because I was going through stuff. Now that stuff pushed me into a place of think about yourself, look inwards and rejig.
Rejig.
Rejig yourself.
Love that.
And yeah, now I would say I've definitely rejigged myself and I am coming back different.
Okay, so when you say different, like different in what way? Is that in terms of the kind of music you'll be putting out? The kind of, I don't even know, like you as a person, like just define what different looks like for you right now.
Everything. Of course, it will definitely translate into the music. The kind of music I'm going to be putting out is like...
Is what?
It's like a new person. I mean, okay,
I'm
let me
so
not say a new
excited.
person. It will still be Falz.
Are you rapping still? You're still going to be rapping? Okay.
I mean,
But
to be honest, I've always been the kind of artist that experiments. So
Yeah.
I'm rapping today, but I'm singing tomorrow, But it's just like, it's still me. And this is one thing I keep on saying about music. Like, you can't completely lose your identity.
Of course.
However you want to evolve, there still has to be Falz in it. So it's still Falz, but it's like Falz 2.0. It's like Falz on steroids.
Are we ready? Do you think we're ready?
I think you must be ready. Whether you like it or not, you will be ready.
Okay, I love that. So when
Yeah.
is the new music coming?
So new music is coming as soon as... I don't know when this is going to be out. New music...
Oh, that's what you're asking me.
Yeah.
Okay.
New music.
Like June?
New music. Okay, great.
June.
Well, so it would have
We
come
can
out.
align. Don't worry.
It would have come out because new music is coming out end of this month.
Oh, before my birthday.
Towards the end of this month. So this year, I'm dropping an EP and an album.
Hey.
Yeah. So that's why I say I'm not... I'm at a fucking phase like...
We're ready. I think we're ready.
Yeah, the reason why I also arrived at these phases, naturally, I found that I happen to be a perfectionist. I think of an idea or I create something, but I want to put it out in the best
Best
way
way
possible.
possible, yeah.
And at the end of the day, a lot of times, that doesn't ever come into fruition because you keep on thinking,
course.
how can I better this? How can I better this?
Yeah.
But now it's like, fuck that shit,
Like, just do it.
bro. Like, are you mad?
I love
Like,
that.
I spoke to myself because, like, there were moments where I said, guy, what are you doing? Like, just do it,
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. There were other ideas that I, of course, still went ahead and did. And I am a guy that has done.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at my career, the way my career has been, I've done music, I've done film, there's almost nothing I've not done. But
Exactly.
even within that, I still feel like there are a lot of things I should have and could have done.
Yeah.
So for that reason now, it's like, I must do. So that's why I said, I'm aggressive this year.
I like that.
EP, even after the EP, there's an album. The EP is titled Before the Feast.
Before the feast.
Before the Feast.
Okay.
The album coming after is titled The Feast.
Hey.
So stay tuned. That's all I can give you for now.
I really like it. I feel like I'm just gonna take you back to you feeling like you've been in a season of rest, because I think a lot of creatives don't talk about rest enough.
Look, which one is my camera? My dear, rest too. See, if there's anything that's important for you to even feel okay, for your brain to even feel alive, is rest. I've had a good amount of it, and trust me, it has changed my perspective. Now I can see better. My eye don't clear. Yeah,
I like that.
for sure.
I like that. So when you're feeling like, prior to your whole coming into your 30s, the surgery, like everything you've been going through, right? What do you think about rest in the past?
I just thought, go run out, go to rest on the way, move, where they go, no man. And since maybe like 2013, 14, that, I've sort of come into the limelight and I've just sort of been on the go. I don't really think I've taken a moment to rest. When I say rest, I mean rest. Like, I've just been on the go. I've just been moving.
Yeah.
So this kind of forced me to rest. But
you can't do anything, you can't perform.
At the end of the day, I look at all these things, like everything happens for a reason. So perhaps it was divine. It was like God just say, oh, God, calm down.
Yeah.
So from there, I entered into that mode, like, God, make I even just chill. Make I chill. Make I look myself.
Yeah.
Try see how I go fit. Even rejig, rearrange.
I like that word, rejig.
Yeah, you guys
is that an actual word? Or you
I know jig is a word. And I
rejig. Let's rejig.
Yeah, you go rejig. No man. You guys rejig yourself. Come back, feel more alive, feel more.
Yeah.
And even a doctor will tell you that even with your body, you must rest, and for your body to even continue to function and feel alive.
So how do you take care of yourself now? Like, obviously, you understand what rest is important for you, right? It's like, how do you take care of yourself on a daily basis?
I just make sure I get enough of it. Self-care is also key.
So what do you do for self-care?
Every now and then, book spa session. I just come massage, let them press my body.
I love it.
Let them praise my body, relax my body, all those, if I don't put on my scented candles, everywhere does.
Give us a routine now. Because you started doing, Falz is a chef, do you people know?
Yes, now.
He's a chef. It's so shocking. I feel like that's one of the, maybe that's when you started to change. When you started exploring being someone who loves to cook.
Now that I'm back up.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
You haven't cooked for me, I've not tasted your food, so I can't even tell you if he's a good cook or not. He just posts videos. And if you invite your friends to the house, they will tell you that the food is good. Me, I will tell the truth. So anytime you invite me,
let me know.
I will tell the truth.
When are you ready? Let me know.
Anytime, whenever you're ready, when you can.
What do you want? Do you have any special? I should just surprise you.
What's the last thing you cooked?
I mean, I've done. My fried rice is fire. Like, don't try my fried rice with like barbecue turkey. Oh my God.
Okay, we'll do fried rice and barbecue turkey. What else? Is that the last thing you cooked? That's your best.
Are you a seafood babe? Are you allergic or?
I don't mind seafood.
It's okay. What
kind of seafood? No, I don't want your seafood, please. Let's keep it clean. Just turkey is nice. Fried rice and turkey is nice.
Why do you reject my seafood?
don't trust you. When you're just tasting someone's food for the first time, I
Listen to
cannot
me.
taste.
Listen to
I
me.
cannot try your kitchen with seafood. If my tummy should upset, I have a very sensitive stomach.
There are many people that
So-
have tried this seafood and they did not upset. So relax your body. Just leave it to me.
Okay, I've heard
Yes.
you. So we'll do that. I will revisit this conversation
Yeah.
again.
That's one part of me that's coming with full force. So Chef Falz.
Are you serious?
Stay tuned.
So there's something coming for
I
the.
don't know, maybe even restaurants. Never know.
Fantastic.
They go somewhere.
Do you know one thing I'm loving about this conversation?
Yeah.
Just how, I've always known just how expressive you are. And I think that we have seen it online.
Yeah.
Right? We've seen your takes. I like when something is happening online, we see what you're doing.
Yeah.
We see that you're championing the movement. Like you're one of those celebrities who don't keep quiet. I love that so much. And taking you back to 2020 and like NSAS, and everything, what do you think about people calling you an activist?
I am an activist.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
okay,
I am an activist.
Talk to me about like just how that, because I think prior to 2020, you weren't very, maybe prior to that, we weren't having a lot of issues that required us to, voice out our opinions, right? But when did you get to the point where you felt like enough is enough? I am going to stand for this, and this will be my take.
I've always been that guy, yo.
Yeah, okay.
I've always been that guy. I don't
Maybe
think
2020 just amplified it. I don't know, for some reason, I just, when I think about
2018, this is Nigeria was 2018 now.
True, fair, true.
Even prior to that,
Yeah, true.
Talk, Hypocrite, the entire Modern Instruction album.
Yeah.
I've always been that
And you always
guy.
put it in your music.
I've always been that guy.
Yeah.
However, 2020 was just that incident and that moment where everyone sort of shared this feeling of, what's this nonsense?
Yeah.
So everybody enters streets. And because, of course, I was at the very forefront of that.
Which is very nice of you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Very nice.
I was at the very forefront of that. So I think that was when everyone sort of looked at me and said, okay, yeah, this guy is an activist. But I've always been that guy.
I like him. I thought you were going to shy away from it and be like, no.
I've never been that person to also shy away from that. Do
you think that 2020 or just like the state of the country right now has affected your creativity in any way?
No. I wouldn't isolate the state of the country. I would say everywhere, everything around you as a creative, wherever you find yourself, everything around you affects your creativity in some way or the other.
Yeah, for sure. So when you're in like, obviously you're making new music now, what's your creative process like?
So now I'm making an effort to, in line with my rejig, making an effort.
Rejig.
You know the vibes.
That word was formed here. When you start saying, so just remember that you didn't hear rejig.
Making an effort to come out my regular creative process.
Yeah.
Work with people that I maybe don't normally work with. Completely different producers.
Yeah.
Completely different style of recording, of writing, so I'm just trying to come out. I'm just trying to do things differently. Yeah.
I think one thing I really like about you and your creativity is how you found like an outlet for it. I was interviewing someone for a role a couple of days ago, and she's like, I think I'm very creative. I'm like, okay, what do you like? I don't know. Well, I feel like but the thing is, I actually connected with what she was saying because she's young, but it's like, I don't know. I like graphic design. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Can I see what you've done? Yeah. And honestly, like I was hiring her for a role of like a creative intern. So it's like, it's not like she's going to come and just do a lot of things, but I was trying to understand you as a creative. But from that conversation, I just figured that she's young, and in this part of the world or in our creative space, there's not a lot of systems in place to help young creatives figure out where their path is.
And let's not lie, most of us did not know what the hell we wanted to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's very okay to not know.
Very, very okay. But my question, or what I was thinking about, is for you now, right? You have done, which musician do you know is having an AMVCA? Do you understand? Like, you're an artist, like you can sing, you can rap, you produce, you have your own like production house, everything. How have you been able to come into yourself in that way, or when did you come into yourself in that way that, okay, I know that this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to put myself in the box of Folarin or Falz, the bad guy who is only a rap artist. Do you understand? Like, how have you been able to just find yourself, just for anyone who's watching and is trying to figure themselves out?
I feel like it kind of grew with me. I feel like ever since I was
A little.
maybe in
Yeah.
school, like maybe since I was like studying, you know. So I found my talent. I found my creative talent while I was in school, while I was studying, but I was studying to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
And
I keep forgetting. I actually keep forgetting that you're barrister.
Don't forget that. Very important.
I keep forgetting.
Very, very important.
Yeah.
I was, and of course that's hectic. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot involved in that. But during this time, I said to myself, Olga, there is no reason why you cannot still be running this P and still be running this. What's there?
So you took a chance on yourself.
Yeah, so I'm saying ever since that moment, I've still been that guy that like I can multitask, I can run it.
I like that.
You know, so from studying to even becoming a lawyer, starting to live a double life. Lawyer during the day, but by the time it's like 6 p.m., okay, I guess enter moto, begin they come island, because I stay on the mainland. Begin they come island because I know say industry night day, and I guys perform for there, and people guys know my music. So like it was a whole thing, and you know, I just kind of compartmentalized, and that just kind of grew with me. So I think when I then grew to prominence, it was more like, why can't I do this, and this too? Yeah, why not?
I like that. So the takeaway from that would just be to anyone who's young and like trying to figure out their creativity, just do it.
One life, fool.
Yeah.
One life, fool. One life. See, like I said to you, fuck it. Just say, fuck it. I'm gonna run out. Waiting there. Just do it. Just do it.
I feel like obviously I'm laughing, but in all honesty, that's just how life is.
That's
you
it.
actually just have to do it.
And I think also realizing that life is really just really fickle.
Yeah.
Life is really fickle. And today you're here, tomorrow you're not.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, obviously you've had a very rough, your injury happened in 2022, right?
Yeah.
November,
And
then you had surgery, you've had a very difficult, how have you been able to navigate dealing with all the things that you're dealing with, right? Being who you are, like Falz the bad guy, I keep calling for like Falz the celebrity or public figure, right? Having friends, relationship, we're going to get into that. So Falari,
Yes, dear.
are you married?
You mean me? Married as in like matrimonial stuff.
Yes.
As in husband and wife.
What are there different kinds of marriage?
Yes, now daddy.
Okay, fair enough.
In Lagos.
Fair enough.
Jokes. I am 100% single. I'm not married. So I don't know where you heard that rumor from, but it's wrong. Those people are peddling false information.
You heard it here, Sha. He said he's single. So true.
I'm single.
Single and ready to mingle.
I've been single for a while. But now that I'm saying fuck it, maybe I should just try it.
But what would be ideal, like, relationship? Well, no, let me not say what's your
Very
ideal.
good question.
No, what's your ideal? Yeah, ideal relationship, but like, yeah, okay, answer that.
I don't know that. It's one of the reasons why I haven't bothered to try.
But you've been on this journey of like finding yourself, coming into yourself, right? So you haven't thought about like romantic relationships in that way?
That's what. So when I say one of the reasons I haven't bothered, I don't know what the ideal setup would look like. You know, so being an artist, you know, obviously in the public eye, is it going to be like a coded P, or we're going to come out as like,
I see what you mean.
You know, like famous couple? Is it like what's the P?
Your friends, yeah, people around you that you can look, engage.
That's what I'm saying. But then are we going to come out like, oh yeah, we're a couple now, by the way? Or is it coded? What do you think is ideal?
I think you know.
I don't know.
I think you know, Falari. I swear to God.
I think these things are difficult to navigate. And I think this is one of the biggest reasons why entertainers don't get to have really, really healthy relationships / family lives. It's tough, man. When it's out there like that, which almost always is.
You've answered your question.
What was my question again?
Like, what would the relationship
Oh, right.
look like?
I get it.
It's tough for you to be in the public eye like that.
But it would almost always come out in some way or the other.
Yeah, but you know, it's one thing about, you're sharing.
I guess it's one thing to put it out, and it's one thing for
you know,
small
some
details
people
to
that,
accidentally.
there's some artists that have come out in the past, you don't want to mention his name, that you know they've been married for a year. Their close friends, the community obviously knew about it. It's with the online people and people that obviously do not like run into run into them on a daily basis.
So I should just run it and keep it coded.
Yeah. Your family and friends, your loved ones would know, but I mean, just anything that sparks joy for you, anything, you know, that's okay.
Thanks for the advice. I might just do that.
Okay. Fantastic. Okay, I went to Okay, I already talked to you about your creative process, all these things. But now I want to talk to you about dealing with burnouts. Like, how do you deal with burnouts as a creative?
Rest again. Rest.
Prior to last couple of years, you're not resting. Or you didn't know what rest was,
Okay,
right?
I
So
wasn't.
how were you dealing with burnouts in the past? Like, rest is very easy to say rest, but what's a practical way you think has worked for you when you're burnt out? Because you cannot just rest on it.
So I would say that has always been. I would say prior to the last couple of years, I probably didn't do as much of like an intense rest period as I needed to do. But I would say they have been smaller pockets of rest because
Yeah.
whether you like it or not, you will burn. It's normal,
Yeah.
it's normal. But you have to just look after yourself. Look after your mental.
Yeah.
Look after your mental because sometimes, it's just a lot.
Yeah.
It's
It's just a
it's,
lot.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And you just need to just get away.
Yeah.
So it's very okay to be away. And I feel like the pressure of like sharing
Yes. Yes.
gets to us,
Yeah.
But like I said, fuck it too.
Yeah. But you don't share as much anymore.
Because I've been in this fuck it phase. Like, I don't stress my life. No stress. There's people that send me messages like, where have you been? Where have you been? I'm fine. We're not seeing you online. You're not making us laugh. Oh, okay.
But you're working on 2 projects, so
So, so my point is, in that moment, that person is saying that not out of concern for
Yeah,
me, like, oh,
of
are
course.
you okay? But it's more like, okay, come and jest me up.
yeah.
Come and make me laugh.
I see. What's your
Guy, leave me alone. Like,
Yeah.
I need to rest too. Like, what's all that?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So, yeah, the moments where it gets a lot like that and you really, really just have to look after yourself. That's one thing I've really realized, and I'm trying as much as possible to do a lot more of that.
Yeah.
Just looking after myself.
No, honestly, having this conversation with you, I can actually see it. I can feel it. I can
Yeah.
feel like that you're in your
Yeah.
rejig.
Yeah, for
Rejig
sure.
phase.
For sure. You have to
And
just constantly look after yourself. And
obviously, people that are calling you are not like very close friends, right?
some of them are even just messages, just random messages
Yeah.
here and there.
So you see how you're in this phase where you're figuring yourself out, or you're rejigging. You have friends. You have you say you're not in a relationship. You have family. You have family. How are you still able to just not make those people feel bad, protect your peace, and keep doing what you're doing?
I won't lie to you. And I think that would also tell maybe when I
Drop that.
when I do get into something with someone like
Why did you laugh?
because I find it funny in a way.
Why?
I don't know if you use the word selfish, but I can be very self-centered
Okay.
when it comes to my well-being.
I like that. See, who would have thunk?
So
I love it.
even if I did relationship, even if you be my girlfriend, be my wife, be anything, I would tell you, say, look, please, I need a moment. I beg.
Boundaries. I love that.
Yeah, and I really, my family understand that by now. My parents complain all the time. I could call more, of course.
You should.
So I should call more.
Yes, you should.
But also they also understand when I'm in those moments when I just kind of want to be left alone.
Yeah.
And that happens every now and then.
I'm so proud of you. Like this conversation, I'm looking at you and I'm just
Thank you.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Because not a lot of people, artists especially, come into this phase where
Yeah.
they're thinking of themselves and still
You have
trying
to,
to maintain.
Because if
who
not,
they are.
you can mad. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm mad.
And I think one thing I've started to think about a lot more these days is my younger self, like younger Folari. Do you ever think about him?
Yeah, I do. I think he was. I like him.
Yeah.
I like him. I think
Like
he was
that.
very like.
Do you think the younger Folari was the same person? What would the younger Folari think of older Folari right now?
If I will look at older Falari and and wish that he reached there sooner.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? But I mean, it's life. You can't. It's just
Which
not
just
possible.
sooner? How?
So at this point that I've reached now,
Yeah.
is like, okay, if I say I one day overthink, I go tell myself, say, Oga, remember.
Okay,
Nothing
okay.
like this.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But younger Falari would over, no, I want to do this in the best way possible. No, I can do it like this. I can do it. But now it's like, hey, I don't want to hear that voice. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So I wish that, for example, I wish I reached there earlier. But you kind of have to see for yourself.
Yes.
That
experience is the best
it's
teacher.
the best way to really know, Yeah. So I'm happy with the way things have panned out, I think.
I'm happy for you too. So if you're to any creative, young, I don't even want to say, you're not a rapper or an artist, like you're creative, and I love that so much. So any creative watching this video right now, like what would you say to them, like to inspire them, or?
Don't overthink it. A lot of us have fun at that. Creatives in particular. You think of something, you think of an idea, you have a canvas, you've painted something on the canvas. To you, there was somewhere it was meant to go. But you have still arrived somewhere. And that somewhere is great. That somewhere is amazing. Release it, drop it, sell it, or whatever is the final step in your creative process.
Yeah.
But just do. You always want to better it, but there will always be another one, and another one, and another one. That's not your last body of work.
Yeah, just keep going. I like that. What do you think of the creative industry right now?
It's a lot going on. A lot going on. So in my place of rest.
Yeah, watching it.
I just yeah. It's been very sweet to watch. Even like beyond the shores of here.
Yeah.
Even a Yankee, Drake and K Dot going in like.
It's just drama. It's only a Yankee.
That's why I said even beyond here.
Okay.
But here.
Hey. Last week was a lot.
Crazy. First started with everybody saying I'm not this, I'm not Afrobeats, I'm not this, I'm not. To now going at each other back to back. It's crazy.
What do you think?
I think it's not strange.
Yeah.
Controversy in the music industry is not strange.
You've not had a lot of controversies, have you?
Me, where you think you will find me?
Actually thinking about it now.
Do I sound like the kind of person you will see exchanging
right
words with somebody on Twitter?
How do you think you've remained like not controversial?
I think by default, I'm just conscious of not putting myself in any situation that looks smelly.
How can you tell when the situation is smelly? Because some people just find themselves in smelly situations all the time.
Yes, and I know, of course, everyone's human. And for example, so let's say like Twitter fingers, for example, someone says something to you, it's offensive, it's hurtful, and in the moment you respond, spur of the moment, emotion. Everyone has a heart. I get that. But in that moment, my default is I will not honor this person with the privilege of my response.
I love that. Yeah.
So that's my default. Of course, there could be situations that can push you out of that.
Yeah.
I just thankfully haven't reached any of those.
I like that. Okay, so it's just you've been lucky.
I think, of course, there's a big.
And obviously, you're just like a grounded person.
There's a big element of luck. I think in life. I think in life in general, there's a big element of luck to everything that we do.
Grace, luck.
Say that again.
Grace, luck.
100% believe in good fortune.
Yeah.
Luck, good fortune. Grace is now, we're getting spiritual, we're getting religious when we say grace. But luck, good fortune is a big element. Some people are born with zero. And by no fault of theirs, bad things are just happening. Bad things are just happening to them. They didn't do anything, no. But it's just like.
What if it's their generation?
Which generation?
Generational causes.
We African people, we like blaming the past and blaming spiritual.
So you don't believe in all these generational curses and stuff?
With lack of evidence, as we don't have the evidence of it, let's focus on the real things that we have evidence of.
Fair enough, Shab.
It's possible. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, I can't see into the spiritual realm.
Yeah.
I don't know those things.
Yeah.
Like I said, when we don't have the hard evidence, let's go with the one that we can see.
Yeah. Okay.
It's also, I also feel like it's slightly lazy for me to say that it's my family that is doing me. Oh, God, work, put in effort, do something, Joe. So rather than go the spiritual way, I would say more good fortune and luck.
Yeah, and hard work, discipline.
Of course, no, all those,
those
don't
things,
get me
right,
twisted. All
yeah.
those are the most
Everything,
important.
yeah.
But there's a big element of, good fortune.
I like that.
as well,
You've done well with everything else. Hard work, discipline, consistency. It's not easy to be relevant for over 10, almost 10 years, right?
My debut album was 2014.
2014, yeah.
2020.
Wow, so 10.
I didn't quite clock.
It's your 10 years in the industry. Ah, we have to do a party.
I
celebration.
will look into that.
When
That's mad.
do you remember when it dropped?
November.
Your birthday.
I think.
So after your birthday.
Yeah, just after my birthday is October, so I think it was. like
So
in
there's a
November.
celebration coming. 10
I'll
years.
confirm, yeah.
Celebrating Falz the bad guy. 10 years
Drop
in
my
the
debut.
industry. It's not easy.
That's
It's
mad.
not easy.
I didn't quite clock. Like I said, my head has just been down. I've just been going. I've not looked back. I've not looked sideways. I've just been
10
going.
years.
I didn't even realize that.
Wow.
I didn't realize that.
Well, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, I just kind of realized that like I've come across younger artists and younger creatives, and when they meet me, they're like, "Oh,
I've been listening to you.
but
Old age.
did I not just start?
Old
Did I
age.
not start counting that? Oh, actually, it's been a while.
Old age. Oof.
Oh, not old like that.
Some people tell you, I've been listening to you since I was 13. I'm
Since
like,
somebody said, "Oh, I met somebody," and they were like, Falz, oh my God, nice to meet you. Do you know what? You were at my prom.
hey,
I said, what do you mean I was at your prom? You performed at your prom? How old are you? And this person is actually 26.
wow, not
But that prom was 10 years ago, so she was 16.
16. Wow, and you're just starting up there.
And exactly, but I was already popping so much that I went back. So this was my secondary school, actually. So that
that's
person
right.
went to my second year. So I went back to perform at my secondary school in 2013. It was 13.
Wow.
Yeah, so this was last year. In 2013, went back to perform at my secondary school. It was insane. It was
Wow.
insane. Yeah, so that was what that person was talking. So it's not that crazy, but
It's not crazy, but it's just, I mean,
just means I've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, so 10 years being a recording artist, like, it's not being, like, so people start things and they don't continue. So
yeah.
shout out to Falz the bad guy for
Thank you so
entertaining
much.
us
I appreciate this.
for 10 years. And this conversation was so, I feel we jigged.
Yeah.
You did.
I think that's the most important takeaway from
I feel like that's the most important takeaway. Honestly,
Yes.
like, I feel like I didn't even expect
rest.
I didn't expect
Bridget.
that to be like the flow of the conversation, but I couldn't have imagined it any other way. Like, it's so, I think rest is so important. And I pray that people who are watching this, creatives, whoever it is, just rest. My brother is behind the camera. And I hope that this conversation inspires you to actually shut down your computer and rest. That's really all. Like,
Yes, there's so many rest too.
that's really all. Like, all the while you were talking, that's all I could think about. So, Casey, please rest. So, our next segment is a rapid fire segment. A wellness vibe check powered by Nutrify.
Okay.
So, you're going to pick from, you have 14 numbers, 1 to 14. You have to pick 5 numbers at random and just answer the questions.
But rapid fire means I have to answer fast, right?
Yes, now, fast.
Sorry.
Good. Okay, so we're going.
10.
What's your favorite late night snack that should probably be illegal?
Ice cream.
Really? What kind of flavors do you like?
I like Häagen-Dazs. There's ice cream called
Expensive.
Häagen-Dazs.
Yeah.
And that ice cream, man.
So good.
That ice cream, man.
Do you like salted caramel?
Not really.
Oh, there's this salted caramel one that's just.
I think for ice cream, my favorite is probably like
vanilla.
vanilla is boring. Maybe like, strawberries is kind of boring, but yeah, maybe like I'll say like
Okay,
strawberries.
fair.
Yeah.
Okay, next number.
7.
If you had to choose between a multivitamin and a lifetime supply of dash, a favorite food item, which would you pick? Multivitamin or what's your favorite food item ever?
Lifetime supply of multivitamins,
Yeah.
or a lifetime supply of my favorite food. I mean, I think that was an easy question. I'm sorry, multivitamin. No. For real. Now, I'm also in a phase where I'm trying to live more healthy, and so I'll choose multivitamin.
Love it. Next one.
5.
Yoga, gym, or Netflix marathon?
Woo! That's a tough one, but I will say, gym.
Gym? I mean, you go to the gym quite often. How often
I
do you
do
go
go
to the
to the
gym?
gym quite often. It's like every weekday nowadays. Oh.
Really? Really?
I chill on weekends to just like rest up a bit. But because of my physio,
Yeah,
physio is basically just working out,
Yeah.
exercising, focusing on the areas. Yeah. But because of physio, it's every day right now.
Okay, love that.
Yeah.
When you're getting better, right? Your knees.
Much better.
Okay.
Almost 100.
Okay, love that. Next one. How many have we done now? 3. Okay, this is the fourth one.
12.
What's the most outrageous excuse you've used to skip a workout?
I woke up like 5 minutes late.
5
minutes later than the normal time.
That's actually outrageous.
And I just stayed in bed. I was like, no, man. Sleep is the biggest hindrance to my workout regime.
Because you've been in your season of rest.
Nights never really work because either recording or doing something. Yeah, so mornings are tough.
Final number.
I will say 1.
What was the most challenging health goal you've set for yourself?
I would say maybe just losing weight. There was a time I felt like I'd put on a lot of weight, and I was actively trying to lose weight.
You put on?
Yeah, there was a time. I mean, it wasn't like that crazy.
As in, I'm like...
It wasn't that crazy. But there was a time I put on a bit of weight, and I was trying to lose weight. So I find that losing weight, when you're consciously trying,
that's when it doesn't...
very difficult.
Yeah.
But when I wasn't trying, I just found I lost a lot of weight. And what was it? It's just my diet.
Really is your diet most of the
you
time.
go work and you carry all the weight for this world.
Honestly.
Oga, now your diet too.
Facts. Well, I'm so proud of you. I love this journey that you're on. I pray that you continue to be healthy, the healthiest version of yourself. Your knee will heal perfectly and you'll be back to jumping on stage. Hopefully, we have a show end of the year or something.
I got
100%.
I got you.
Now I have a very beautiful and caring hamper from Nutrify to just help you on this your health journey. And here you go.
Thank you, my dear. Appreciate that. See a lot of multivitamins in there. Good.
So you're going to use it. I think it's some for like joints as well.
It does look like a lot of things I need. So I really appreciate this. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to give you, thank you so much for coming. I'm going to give you a big hug. Thank you. Oh, thank you. This was nice.